All right, you're welcome back to Practical Data Science with Python. This is Module 2, and this is part 2 as well. Uh, I was thinking before that we just move into implementation with coding after the part 1, but I discovered that we need to quickly do a quick intro and explanation on why data loading and cleaning is very important. So I'll quickly uh, inject that with this module, then we will move on to uh, uh, implementation by next part or next module. Right, so we're going to look at uh, the journey of data, why it's important, all right, where we are in the journey that we are in, the processing actually. So module 1 gave us the map, okay? Now we zoom into the stage 2, turning raw, messy data into something we can actually work with. So let's recall that our sample data set we introduced in mode 1 had a missing age, an ambiguous NA, not available, a suspicious $0 and purchase. That's exactly the kind of messy mess this module teaches how to handle. All right, so we are going to look further why data cleaning matters. No, what they say, garbage in, garbage out, which means whatever you supply, that's what you get. So no model or statistical test can rescue a conclusion built on flawed data. Cleaning isn't busy work. It's where trustworthy analysis actually begins. It's one of the major tasks in a data science analysis. Major task, cleaning. We call it data wrangling. All right. It is also where practitioners spend most of their time because data must be fairly must come out clean and clear. Quality data determine quality output, quality analysis. Industry surveys vary widely, but most place data preparation somewhere between 40 to 80% of total project time. The exact number is debated, but every survey agrees it's the single largest time sink in a typical project. So 60%, let's say 80% of a typical data project spent planning and organizing data, commonly cited estimate across multiple industry surveys. So we need to treat this module as a time well spent or time well invested, not a detour before the real work. All right, so it's very crucial. Now, where does data come from? Before we can clean data, we have to load it from wherever it lives. Data comes from different source, right? We have a normal flat files, which is we use most times Excel, CSV files, and sometimes we import some data from maybe other program like IBM, other like Sage and other area that we import data from to use. Also, we import them here to use them, so they are part of the data we're talking about. So the most common starting point for small to medium data sets. So we have databases like a query from SQL, PostgreSQL, MySQL, and so on. We have APIs and JSON data pool live from web services, often nested and semi-structured. Now we have another some files like text logs, Packet files, or scrap webs data, images, sound, and so on. There are many ways that data can be come from. So we have so many. So in Python, this is the job of pandas. One function per source. Don't forget, Panda is a very powerful tool or library to handle data in various form. We can read it, CSV, Excel, SQL, JSON. You can handle them very excellently. So we will write that together during the code. So we see how that is used. Then let us look at our data set, how we flag those pointed elements. So the same data we use in mode 1. So you can see that here we have our this one flagged here. So this is missing age. We have unrealistic 0 values here. We have not available, empty. We have duplicate row here. Okay, this matching with another row here. One, same, nothing different. So this duplicate row. So you can see, all right. So now the anatomy of a missing data is that there are 5 patterns which you're going to look at. Number one is that missing values. Now, every data you collect must fall into one of this category, or probably few, or even all of them if possible. So data always missing most times. There's no clean data anywhere. No data that say this data is clean. Do no, not clean data. Every data need to be worked upon. Need to be ranked good. All right. Blank or null, they are still missing values. Cell where data wasn't recorded, so we call it NAs or null values. Okay. We have duplicate rows like as was shown just now. The same record appears more than once. So this happens sometimes when you copy and paste data multiple times, or when you mistakenly record data. So sometimes some students they want to do some kind of manipulation. So they don't want to, because of lesser number of records, they want to duplicate the one they already done before. So they don't want to add more records. So and that is a challenge in data science. So it should not happen like that, because you need to make sure that the record, the output you are getting, they are real output. So the record should not appear many times. Same record, same row, complete same row. That's not accurate. Inconsistent formatting. North versus north. You can see uppercase, lowercase. So it's not a complete male, uppercase M, lowercase m, or you are doing male for male, full male. You are doing M for another one as a shortened form of male. So it's inconsistent formatting. So you need to come out clear. And another thing is outliers. I will explain more into it about that as we join in the next slide. Outliers, values far outside the normal range. That is a real error. Okay, you have to read on an error sometimes. So wrong data types, sometimes text is stored in numbers, or number is stored in date, and so on. Okay, so these are the wrong data types. All right. So when they say missing values, what does it mean? It means that some value is actually missing. Simple, right? Yes. So, this happens maybe during data collection. All right. There are several ways it happens, which I've dealt with one of my course in the other this thing there. So you can check them out. So there are several ways that can be missed. So but deletion removes rows or columns that have missing value. Okay, this is only good when you have very few rows that are affected. Okay, when you have maybe few number of rows, or the data is missing at random, you have plenty of data to spare. If you don't have enough data, don't go for deletion, because data is few. So you have to watch out for losing too much data, introducing bias if missingness isn't random, e.g., higher heinous skip a survey question. Okay. Now, if that is done, or that is not met, you can move on to imputation. Imputation is different from deletion. Immediately filling in the missing values with reasonable estimate. Reasonable estimates. All right. So this is best when a large shares of rows would be lost otherwise. Maybe you have so much row that are having issues that you can use missing imputation now. Extensible estimates exist, maybe like a mean, median, most commonly. So you have to watch out for making the data look more certain than it really is, distorting statistics like variance if overused. So that is that. So we are going to look at them practically later. Then I was talking about outlier just now. What is outliers, and which I just pinpointed a value far from the rest of the data. Sometimes a genuine finding, sometimes an error. Okay, so for example, you are collecting data based on age group of people. Maybe the type of age. Age you want to you have a boundary for your age. You have a scope. The age is just between 8 years old to 15 years old of age. That's the boundary. And you now later find out that somebody's age of 25 is found in between. Okay, that is a outlier. That's an outlier. So that is too far. Okay, you might have maybe you might have age of 16, which is close to 15. That's still okay. But when it comes to 25, it's an outlier. So I have to ask before you remove it. You need to check rather. So is this data entry error or an extra zero or unit mismatch? Is it rare but real event or a genuine bulk order? Will removing it hide something important about the business? So you need to check all these things before you go into it, okay? And after the types we deal with in Python, actually when you deal coming to data science, we have some data like numeric data, like age, purchase. This enable math, average sum comparison to happen. We have categorical data, okay, which is grouping data. For example, region, chunk, which are groups data into fixed set of labels. We have date time, sign up date, for example. Enable time-based sorting and calculations. We have Boolean, which is either active, inactive, yes or no, true or false, and so on. These are logic for filtering. So we need to check to fix properly. So we can see that a column of ages loaded as text can be averaged. Python sees 34 as text, as a word, as a string, not as a number. Until you explicitly convert it, it will not be calculated. It's not calculatable for you. It's not compute. So you have to convert it, even though it's number, but because you declare as a what, as a string or as a text, you'll not be able to calculate on it. So let's move on. So data cleaning workflow is basically inspecting the data, looking at shapes, types, and a sample of rows, then handle missing values, decide, delete or impute column by column. We're going to get the other automatic way of handling these things, these missing values actually. So which we are going to deal with maybe in module 6. We handle that later. All right. Then removing duplicate values, finding and dropping identical or near identical rows. We have fixed data types, convert text to numbers, dates, and category, and so on, and validate. We check the data actually makes sense before you go. So this is not strictly linear. Inspecting often send. This is very important. It's a loop. You should need to do so. As we said, so let's recap and look at the what next. We have just talked about the clean data is the foundation. Everything else depend on it. And what we need to watch out for 5 patterns: missing values, duplicate, inconsistent formatting, outliers, and wrong types. The missing values can be deleted or imputed, depend on whatever your case may be. The right choice depends on the context. So cleaning follows a workflow: inspect, handle missing, duplicate, fix type, and validate. This is a loop. Okay, it's an iteration. So you have to go through it again and again and again. So in the next module now, we can now go into the implementation section now, where to apply Python to do what we have been talking about, combining module 1 and 2 together now. So I will see you in the next class. Thanks so much for joining. Bye for now.